All right, so some of you saw the video where this one was defective. So I'm going to actually fix this because there are other people that commented that they have similar issues with their mold, and I just figure why not show how to fix it rather than trying to get it replaced. And that way you don't have to, if you can't get yours replaced, then you'll have tutorial showing you how you can fix the eye pockets. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is remove the handles. Some people don't know that there is it's tapered on here, so if you're replacing your handles, this is helpful as well. So I'm using a number 2 Phillips screwdriver. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. When you tighten them back up, try not to overdo it because you can pull chunks of the wood out and then strip them out. So it takes a little bit of force and you slide them straight off. Some of them are on a lot tighter than others. That one was a little tighter than the other side. And generally, so if this was a sticker side, or the plastic was on this side, so usually they'll have this warning sticker on this same side, so it'll be on your right hand side, and then the one without the sticker on your left hand side. But you can tell also just by putting them up, this screw is high on this side. If you try to put it on this one, it's low. So if your handles are stripped out too in this hole here, you can just flip your handles around. All right, so now we got those off. Set that aside, put this screwdriver back on my magnet, and then I'm going to grab the tool of choice for this. I'm just going to put this down so it's a little bit quieter. All right, hopefully you all can see what's going on here. Plug this in. And then what we're doing is we're using a number, or a 6mm little hole saw for glass. And then we're going to use water. We're going to set this up on here as well, kind of help keep it from making so much noise. The only problem is the 6mm will only work on these 4 here. It will not work on the 1/8 or the 3/16 because it's a little bit smaller. And I don't, well, I might be able to. It's gonna, no, it'll mess up the top side of this one. I don't wanna go outside of where this pocket is for the actual head of the jig. So I'm going to grab some water because I forgot. This is just a cheap kit off of Amazon, and we're going to give it a try. I have not done this before. I've not used one of these on aluminum, but we're going to see what happens. We grab some water and we'll give her a try. So what I did is filled up these pockets with a little bit of water. I'm going to turn it on and let her rip. Wasn't up high enough. So I'm just going to dump this in my trash can over here. All right, I want to go maybe a touch deeper. I'm going to try it with just a smidgen deeper. And these are still pretty wet, so I'm not going to hit them very much, so I'm not going to worry about putting too much water on them. All right, go rinse this off and then show you a little bit. All right, so the 7/16, 3/8, and 5/16 on this side actually need to be touched up just a little bit too. The 1/4 ounce looks good, and then the 3/16 and 1/8 on this side should be cleaned up a little bit too. But like I said, I don't have that size bit, so we're just gonna use this for these 3 on this side. And I didn't pour any in those sizes yet. And I'd like to clean it up before I pour in those sizes. All right, removed a little bit of material. I'm going to go rinse this off again. All right, so now it's all rinsed off. You can see with that bit, they have a hole in the center. So they are kind of self-centering over top of the eyelet. This one, I did have one that got a little choppy on the, of course it's on the 1/4 ounce size. So that one, the eye's a little misshaped. I can always, fill that back in, drill it and fill it, put a little bit of JB Weld in there in the mold so it becomes part of the mold, but all the other ones turned out pretty well, and now the eye sockets will actually form better around them. So we'll put the handles back on this and pour some jigs. So I gotta heat up the lee pot, get my exhaust system going again, bring this down over it. I suck all the fumes from the lee pot right outside. And we'll run it at the same temperature as before, right at 3. Yep, it was at 3. I typically run it between 3 and 4, and I don't have any issues pouring. And this one poured perfectly on the first pour, except for the mold was a little defective, so it filled what it could. It can't fill it if there's a piece of aluminum in the way. So make sure you dry the mold out real well. because we just did. Pour water in there, do a couple dry runs. I will actually heat it up just because there is water, a little bit of moisture in there on the mold. So we will put these back on. And they just slide, like I said, they're tapered. So we slide those back on. Just looking at the gates too on this, they're not really formed all that well either. They have kind of a ridge on them, which can affect how well it pours down inside and how fast it's able to flow. They were saying that this one, you know, you need to pour it really fast. So having that on there, the gate is gonna make it harder to pour too. Got a little bit of a mess going on here. I got to straighten out. The mess is, of course, off camera. Can't let you guys see my mess. Not sure where I set my hooks for this. Oh, they're there. And I did have some people send me some pictures of the same molds, brand new ones, and they weren't defective. So I got one that was just messed up. So it's kind of a hit and miss. They say that they hand pour every mold before it leaves. How well they look at them, I don't know. I'm not there. I can't say whether they do or don't. And I'm not going to drag this on any longer. I just wanted to show how to fix it if you have a similar issue with your mold. And you can also use this idea to create, you know, eye pockets if you wanted to create some eye pockets. Oh, these are the wrong. No, they're the right ones. If you wanted to create some of your own eye pockets or indentations or something in a mold to just create something different than what's already out there. This takes a little while for the leaf pot to warm up. And I usually will grab the little tiny drip off the bottom before it's hot. Don't touch the bottom with your hands because as it's heating up, that heating element is towards the bottom of the leaf pot. So the bottom, so the spout and everything, it's extremely hot pretty quick. And you might not be hot enough to melt the lead out of the tip, but it's still hot enough to burn you real bad. So you just pull that chunk out. So if there's any impurities right in the bottom there, sometimes they get stuck to that. And then I'll put it in here, and then that'll get melted back down into ingots. So it'll be cleaned again. So Yeah, I don't know what's going on lately though. All of the just the negative comments. I'm like, come on now. Just, yeah, there is different ways of doing different processes and stuff, and maybe your way works better than mine, but you don't have to be negative and rude about it, just irritates me. And I know that's probably what they want to do, is just push my buttons and make me mad and see what I say, make a fool of myself. I'm not that type of person. I'm not going to make a fool of myself. I'll be the better person and just block you if you want to just leave negative comments and false information and just BS. And so, like I said, we're going to heat this mold up some, so I will set this up here on the top of the leaf pot to dry it out some and to preheat it some. I don't think this mold really needs to be preheated much because, like I said, it poured perfect the last time. Always make sure that you put your handles off to the side though. If they set right on the metal here, you can burn them. And then when I lay it on the top flat with hooks in it to preheat the hooks, I set it on so that the handle pushes down on the lift rod. So that helps push that plunger down tighter and keeps it from dripping. And I also when you get the leaf pot, you loosen up the two screws on the back side here, just so that that moves a little bit smoother. And then you can take a standard screwdriver, not a Phillips, standard screwdriver, and just rotate that back and forth. Sometimes that'll also help clean some of the impurities out. I'm gonna move this back down over top though, so I'm pulling closer. I like to keep it at least 3 inches, if not a little bit closer to the top. And you can probably hear kind of a tinny noise as I'm talking, because the noise canceling mic is picking up a little bit of the exhaust noise as I'm speaking. So it's kind of annoying, but it knocks out most of the noise, and you can actually hear me with the mic versus before, all you could hear was the exhaust. So it's a little bit better. And I hate doing the voiceovers because, I'd rather just shoot the video and get it out there. I don't like messing around doing a lot of editing. I know a lot of people do. They, really good at editing. I'm not the best at it. I don't have the software for it. I'd rather just get the content out there and hopefully help some people. So, like I said, I don't always have the best methods, but it works for me. What works for you might be different. But you can, if you're just starting out, you might find, okay, yes, this works, and you might find a better way that works better for you, which is awesome. That's the whole thing with this hobby, is as you grow, you get better at it, and you find different ways of doing stuff. And, if you just have it in your head where my way is the best with anything, you're never going to learn anything from anybody else because you're, kind of being arrogant. Oh, and I will have more videos coming up too soon. We got a little toy, so I'll have to learn how to use it. I have a couple friends that are really good with airbrush, so I'm hoping that maybe they can also show me a couple things. And I have a few modifications that I'm going to do right from the get-go on that. So I'll be posting videos of that as well. I'm not sure when that'll be, and I'll have to make a spray booth because I'm not going to spend the money on one. I figure I can make something that fits better for what I have going on, and kind of personalize it myself. I have some ideas that um, people might like. So we're starting to get liquid in there. Let's see. Not quite enough. I kind of jerked the handle up and down a little bit. I'm starting to get a little drop on the bottom. It's about ready to flow. Getting close. Almost there. I thought so. Alright. She's pretty close though. The couple ingots that I put in there are almost completely melted now. It has a tiny bit of blue and purple on the top, and I've been running this at 3. So people that say that 3 is too low, if the lead is turning purple and blue, that usually means that the lead is too hot and it's rapidly oxidizing. So you want, if anything, you want a little bit of a gold tint to the top of it, not the purple and blue. Come on. It's really close. I don't like jacking it really high to get it to flow faster right away, because the lead tends to take a while to cool back down, and then you're using lead that's too hot and rapidly oxidizing. And be extremely careful if your mold has any moisture in it too. When you pour in there, it can blow out at you. So that's why I put it on top, to let it sit for a little while. Yeah, so that one that walked on me is not forming a very good eye, so I'll have to fix that. But the other ones look pretty good. So I will repair that one. With some JB Weld, like I said. The other side that I repaired looks really good. This side that walked on me, when I pushed the drill bit down, it rubbed up against this shoulder here and pushed it out right away. And because it got dirty right away, I didn't have water flowing over it, I couldn't see that it actually walked. So maybe using more water and rinsing it and taking more time to get these drilled perfectly, I might have noticed that it walked on me. Not a big deal. It is my mold, and I'll fix it, and I'll keep using it, but this is messed up. I screwed it up. But it was already screwed up from the beginning. Like I said, the other side that I touched up looks pretty darn good. So I just won't pour any of the 1/4 ounce until I repair that, and maybe I'll make a video showing that repair. So, and these ones I had to touch up. So these three I touched up there. And you can see the lead does all look pretty good. So I would say that even though I'm not pouring them with hooks, you can see that the lead is flowing and it's working pretty good. And like I said in the video when I made the first video, when I opened this up, I don't have any of the 4-aught hooks, so I can't even pour those. And the other one that I screwed up is the only other one that I would be able to pour. So it doesn't make any sense for me to try to pour any of those. But like I said, you can still see all of the drill marks on those, and they poured good. So I'll do another run with those 3 that I touched up without any hooks. So it cools down pretty quick. So, all right, well, thanks for watching. If you like the video and the repair, modification, what have you, give the video a like, share it with your friends, and please subscribe for more videos. Got a lot more stuff to come. I'm going to be getting into making hard baits and all kinds of stuff, and obviously figuring out the airbrush, and then planning on getting into soft plastics as well. So I'd like to be able to do it all. I've been doing a lot of research, and I know a fair amount already, but just like with the jigs and stuff, you learn as you go as well, and I want to just share all that stuff with you guys. And maybe what you're doing is just jigs and want to get more into other stuff too, and you can learn from my mistakes. So thanks again for watching. Thank you all for your support.